Hey guys.
Hi from beautiful LA.
I know I'm sitting outside, and as you can see, I just kind of woke up and I just had my coffee, and um look, the birds are singing and the garden looks beautiful.
I am
Let's
dying to see that place with my own eyes. I mean, I can only imagine. I feel like I get the sense every time I see any videos or any of those pictures that you send me with the kids that the house is so massive that you cannot even capture all of it. I notice in just like one shot. It seems
no,
like so.
it's also one of those things, like I want to share more of the house, but then I get, like, I think uh my own anxiety with Instagram. I'm like, how much should I show? Do people think I'm bragging? What,
Oh
if
gosh.
no, because the house is so beautiful and it's so big, and it's just, when you get here, you're gonna see 12,000 square feet. It's insane. But let's not talk about LA. Let's talk about New York, which is actually more exciting right now because we have this amazing building we've been working on for a while. And just before we even get started, the market this year has been interesting, to say the least. It's been a very interesting year. I feel like John and I and our team were fairly good at adapting. This has been a year of adapting. I mean, obviously, we're sitting here now with you guys listening in, and we have a lot of people that are logged on, and hopefully we'll find this interesting. We're going to try to keep it short and informative, but it's a new world. And instead of having a lavish broker party with champagne like we used to do in the actual apartments, we are now doing it on Zoom, which is kind of amazing. I'm coming to terms with actually loving it, although I don't like to see the image of myself in the phone, like FaceTime calling. I do really appreciate the fact that we can do launches like this one globally, instantly, and for free. We don't even have to pay for the damn champagne anymore, and it's
Amazing.
much,
Developers love that.
yeah, and it's much more effective. So this building is also priced appropriately to this new time.
Yeah,
The
agreed.
market in New York has been difficult, and there's a lot of activity, maybe not at prices where developers want them to be. And that's not a secret. John and I pride ourselves to always try to set records and do the best buildings. And this building, what's so amazing about it is that it's immediate occupancy. It's furnished. You can see and touch and feel whatever you want to make sure that there is no gap between what a developer and a sales agent is sort of dreaming up, visionary in a sales gallery, and then the later construction. It is done and you can move in. So having said that, we wanted to price it in this new normal. We priced it what we feel is very low and fair, and these are going to go quickly. Like, as an example, we have a penthouse, big, massive penthouse at around 4 million. We have a beautiful, big townhouse around 4 million, and this is the Upper East Side. So I'm going to let John talk about the location and everything else about the building and the facade.
Great. Okay, so here's our building. First of all, let me just give you the exact location. 163 East 62nd Street is on one of those really beautiful Upper East Side blocks. It's tree lined. It's dotted with lots of townhomes. There's a church directly across the street from the building that you're looking at. Very often you have these really beautiful buildings such as this that are built on these really nice tree-lined blocks that are literally just steps away from Central Park. And unfortunately, in many cases, it's that you look across the street at some dilapidated old building. And that's what you look out of your windows. And as you can see in this case, the windows are really quite large because they let in lots of light. And you'll see from some of the images that we share in a moment. But I can rest assured, the image of what you're looking at across the street is really quite beautiful. But it's nice to walk down a beautiful tree-lined block to find yourself home. So we'll go to the next slide. Look at this gore. I mean, are you obsessed, Frederick?
I'm so
I know you
no,
never got to
I mean,
see it 100% finished, but like I look at these images, I am obsessed.
and also for you guys, like, we could do a guess. We could do like a guess. I don't know if we have a chat like live, but it'd be interesting to see if people could just guess what this apartment. It's in New York. It's on Upper East Side. It's right on Central Park. It has a doorman. Someone's gonna guess like 8 million. No, this apartment is like around $3 million.
This particular one is 2.5.
Yeah, exactly. The one that you're looking at is less than 3 million. And that's what we're going back to. Like, you're getting the quality, you're getting the beam ceiling, you're getting the beautiful oak floorings, you have these beautiful big casement style windows, and the best, literally the best location if you like uptown.
But also look at the details. You know, it's a brand new building. It was built from the ground up, but the intent of the design was to keep it sort of classic, yet at the same time to give it a modern twist. So you can see the classic details from those beams, from those beautiful windows, but there's like this modernity that sort of rings through the building, as you can see from this particular shot, which I absolutely love. Truly, I believe that, you know, the entire team worked really hard to strike that balance. So
it's kind of like, you know, everybody loves that like balance between the old and the new. It's kind of like me. I'm like a perfect mixture between old and young. Okay.
Oh my God, I love you. Let me just talk about I want to talk a little bit more about the location, right? First of all, this shot is, you know, obviously coming from one of our master bedrooms that is, you know, perfectly perched on the top of the building on a corner. You can look to the right here and see all the beautiful clouds that are billowing in the distance and beautiful big, you know, bright blue sky. Clearly, those are always indicators of lots of light. This is a low density neighborhood. And it is very much a neighborhood feel. That being said, I want to point out that just a few steps away, you have Madison Avenue and all of those beautiful flagship stores down that whole corridor. You have Central Park. You have all the most amazing restaurants like San Ambrose, Cafe Boulou. You have the Carlisle Hotel. Of course, one of my favorite spots up there is Biddleman's Bar. You have all the museums from the Guggenheim to the Met. The list goes on. It is just one of the most convenient locations, and I love the fact that it's a quiet tree-lined street, yet in low density, but then just steps away you have all of those things that I just mentioned. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds, in my opinion, and easy to get to and from. Transportation is, you know, quite easy. Here are some of the lobby and amenities. We will be having a part-time doorman in the building. There is a common roof terrace with expansive views, as you can see from this image to the right now. There's private storage units that are available for sale. There's bike storage, and there's quite a nice gym in the building as well.
And also, I want to say, like, the obvious here about the amenities, the size of the building in this sort of post or whatever you want to call this period, we're in COVID period. People are really drawn right now. There's a lot of research about that to these boutique buildings. Nothing wrong with a big building, but this is 10 units. So you have 9 neighbors in the building. I mean, what's the likelihood that the elevator will be crowded ever? There isn't very likely. And, you know, for the cleaning crew to come in, which is part of your common charges to clean all the common spaces and the gym and the lobby, it's a lot easier in a building like this to keep it like really clean. And then of course, you know, with outdoor spaces, you can have that sort of a big windows, open them up, fresh air, and then you're right there. It's never going to be congested. You're right there on the park, Central Park, that is. So I think for anyone listening to this and have a client, which we all have, that are really thinking, but New York, you know, it was a hot spot, and what kind of apartment should I buy? I think you can really recommend this because of the smaller size, and you're not going to have long hallways. In fact, there are no hallways. You step right out the elevator basically to these apartments, and you're not going to see a lot of neighbors, period.
So this image, you know, gives a really beautiful shot of the kitchen, which I absolutely love. As you can see, we have the really beautiful tiles in the background. You have Miele appliances that are in here, and I'll get into the appliance package in a moment, but I just love this shot because it shows the openness in that floor plan, and it shows how you have this really beautiful and modern looking kitchen that again is in this context of a timeless sort of feeling home. Beautiful floors, which are done in white oak in this light color. And again, I think that gives it more of a modern, fresh tone, if you will.
Also, the common charges, real estate taxes, despite, you know, being a small building and having all of these amazing amenities, including a doorman, is only around $2.25 a foot combined. So I feel like that's in line with bigger buildings, actually a lot lower too. So for investment purposes, if somebody wants to rent this out, et cetera, I think the return can be great.
I'll let you talk about these details on the residences, Frederick.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty straightforward. And since you all have the slide, you can, of course, read what I'm going to read. But a couple of things, the ceiling heights are up to 10 feet, which is great. I love those beam ceilings. I think that's really sexy and very, you know, uptown, although it's just, like John said, a new construction building. We talked about the flooring, the private keyed elevator we talked about. We also have a townhouse, or two townhouses actually, maisonettes, that are incredible. They have beautiful outdoor spaces. They are very, very large. It's a very low price per square foot, and you know, you're right there on the street, but with backyards. And then we have a penthouse, which all of these, the products I'm talking about now, the townhouses and the penthouses, are priced around $4 million, which is where you're going to get that. Where you're going to get a townhouse, or you know, a penthouse with 1,000 square foot rooftop terrace with those beautiful views for $4 million or a change. On the Upper East Side, you're not. You also have the central AC. All the mechanicals, of course, are brand new. You have multi-zones. It's really perfect for climate control. The washer dryer, of course, is new and installed in every single home. You have recessed lighting, which I think is really important. A lot of developers, unfortunately, don't do recessed lighting. It's one of the things that I feel a lot of buyers really want, and a lot of buyers kind of like, they buy these apartments from developers, and then the first thing they do is to lower the ceilings a little bit to put in this lighting and make it more homey and more to their own liking. And this is already done, so you don't have to lower the ceilings. It's already in there, and that costs a developer a fortune, but it's been done. And then, of course, the windows, you see how beautiful they are. I love that sort of black steel. It's a little bit flirt with, you know, something more industrial, although it is Upper East Side. And I think that mix really works well with the softer interiors.
And then in the kitchens, as you can see, this is just another angle of one of the kitchens there. You see that there's custom cabinetry that's built throughout, and it's done in this really beautiful and modern sort of soft gray color. You have stone countertops, and then of course the concrete, the backsplash is done in that brick concrete. You have Miele appliances, fully integrated refrigerator, as you can see from this image, a dual fuel range for those people who like to cook, that chimney style wall mounted hood as well. And then you have a fully integrated dishwasher and the ubiquitous garbage disposal. You know, we've been selling apartments on the Upper East Side for so long, and so many of them are in older buildings before garbage disposals were actually allowed. And it's just so annoying to not have a garbage disposal in the kitchen, particularly if you like to cook. So we do have that
Also,
in the kitchen.
don't forget the most important, you know, if you cook if you cook a lot of meatballs and spaghetti, like that pot filler is everything. So who wants to break their back with you know, heavy water there? But so you see that under the hood there, the exhaust fan.
You always love a good pot filler. I will say one thing about a pot filler that I have found in my experience. Often that is a sign. When you see a pot filler in a kitchen, you know that a developer is not cutting corners. It's actually a developer who's smart and is probably listening to the advice of their real estate brokers, who tell them that it's those kind of details. And that's really something that's throughout this whole entire apartment. The bespoke details. And again, we can afford to do that because it is a boutique building in a low density neighborhood, but it's special, and you can afford to do those kind of details, which are kind of like one up on the rest. Look at this. Can we just look at this image? Frederick, we have designed with architects and interior designers many of these vanities for these bathrooms, but isn't this really beautiful? I look at it, so it's so simple, but it's so functional because when you open up those doors, there's so much storage space. And my problem with a lot of these bathrooms is that it can be messy because you have to put things all on top on the shelves and stuff. And we basically designed something that is efficient and can hide all the mess underneath, but at the same time on the exterior looks really beautiful. The stone on the floor is Bleu de Savoie, and for those of you who have not been to 432 Park, I can tell you that this is the stone that they use almost throughout that entire project. It's, you know, one of the tallest buildings in New York and very expensive apartments. So obviously they have nice materials in there. I just wanted to make that reference. There's a statuary honed marble tiles that are on the back wall. I love the juxtaposition of those two stones. They're similar in color, but you can see that the texture is slightly different. There is a deep soaking bathtub. In the case of this image here, there's a freestanding bathtub because this is actually coming from one of the penthouses.
With a window right next to it. I love
with
that.
a window. Yeah, I know how you like a good window in the bathroom.
No, bathrooms can get a little steamy, you know, as they should, but it's nice to just open it when you're cleaning it once again, like fresh air.
I just also think it's so fresh to take a nice hot shower and create all that steam and have a little bit of the cool air coming from the outside that's fresh, just kind of mixing. It's always a nice experience, I agree. And then you have Watermark fittings and fixtures with the chrome finish that are throughout. In that bathroom, you have oversized glass encased showers and custom designed Kohler sinks. It's so crazy to me. This bathroom, we worked really hard on it. It's very simple in many ways, and in other ways, it's like designed quite intelligently. So it's like gives you that special feeling. Oh, I'll let you talk about this, Frederick, because I know you're cuckoo for penthouses. So I'll let you walk through this.
No, I just like it's such a blessing to. It really is a blessing to. I never thought I was gonna say that a price on a New York condo apartment is a blessing, but it really is. So this apartment that you're looking at, which is the Penthouse, is asking 4.25, so 4,250,000. And to me, it's not only a really amazing floor plan, but like not even in Brooklyn, like where are you gonna find this kind of floor plan with that kind of outdoor space, with those kind of views for 4.25? This is going to go immediately, guys.
Actually 4. By the way, Frederick, we, at the last minute, because of all the circumstances going on in the world around us, we decided that 4.25 was just a notch above where it should be. And we brought that unit to 4. So that
was a big mistake because it's really worth 4.25, but that's okay. Here we are. And that just proves my point. Like, guys, it has 3 terraces, and those 3 terraces are totaling over 1,000 square feet, and they're beautifully paved. They're going to have, you know, you can bring water up there, have irrigation system, and you can do all sorts of things in 1,000 square feet of outdoor space. And if you look at the floor plan, that master is so incredible. That has that tub, that freestanding tub that we talked about that goes on to the terrace. You have a really beautiful big walk-in, actually dressing area. And then, of course, the mega terrace outside the master is basically a private master terrace, although you get to it from basically the living room, but it's right outside. And then you have a second smaller terrace. You see that outside the sort of dining living room? That's probably I would put a small table or a small, depending how many people you are, maybe that's where you have your drinks or your wine or your champagne. And then the top terrace, and this is crazy, that's like, maybe you do the dining up there. Actually, that could be so beautiful. You have so many options. And you also have that grill. You see the grill? Oh, the terrace is 37 feet wide. 37 is John.
I was waiting for you to talk about that.
That's our lucky number. Actually, I should buy this apartment. This would be a really good overnighter. And you know, this is uptown, but it's not that far uptown. It's like it's close to Midtown. You go Park Avenue down. You get you get downtown very quickly to Madison Square Park and Soho. It's a really good location. And if you live or have a house in the Hamptons or go to the airports a lot, you know, you're right there. You can get out. So yeah, it's a really stunning apartment. We'll see how quickly this is gonna sell. Also, we have marketing collaterals, of course, for anyone that want to see more. And we're just showing you 2 apartments now. You can, of course, contact us, and I think we're gonna send a link to everybody that's been on this call and registered.
Yes.
So you can open this. You're gonna get copies of this. Don't worry, you don't have to take pictures of their phone or screenshots right now. You're gonna get it all. But just remember what I said. I might be posting something later today that apartment has sold.
Okay, well, here is apartment 3B, which is another unit that's on our availability list. It is a 2-bedroom and 2-bath, and it's just a little over 1,300 square feet, asking 2.5. Again, it's like, just to talk about the pricing of these units were priced really earlier on. They were a little bit higher. Then we all lived through what we're going through now, and we priced the building downward from where our original expectations were. We don't feel like we're obviously fire selling these. However, we do feel like for buyers in the market today, this is a huge opportunity, because you buy an apartment on the Upper East Side on a beautiful tree-lined block for
that are
2.5 million.
done, that are
done
completed.
and done well. That are done and done well. You can move into them now. They're done and they're done well. And you can, you know, if you wanted to take a mortgage, I heard someone yesterday who told me they got a 30-year fixed from JP Morgan for 2.5%, which is insane to me. So if you can buy this apartment now, which would in a few years be worth a lot more than 2.5, you lock in a rate of 2.5 if you can get that from your bank for 30 years, you're golden. This is like a no-brainer. I love this apartment. I want to note that most of the building looks like this. There are 6 2-bedrooms. There's the A and the B side. There's only 2 units per floor, which is another amazing attribute of the building. Nobody likes to walk on like long hallways and have many neighbors and so on and so forth. So you literally have an A side and a B side. This is the B side. As you can see, you walk into the front door, you have your kitchen, living, and dining in that big open area. The big windows bring in a lot of really beautiful light. And what I love is that the bedrooms are on the opposite side of the home, which give, you know, privacy. This walk-in closet is rather large for a 2-bedroom of this size. And you'll note that it's a really big, beautiful shower that's in this bathroom, which I absolutely love. I've always said to you, Frederick, you know, we go on vacation so often and we stay in these gorgeous resorts and you have these beautiful bathroom experiences. And then we go home to our New York apartments and they're so small. That's how we mostly live. That's what we considered when we designed this particular bathroom with this very large shower, which is all glass, by the way. And then your second bedroom is adjacent to that. And then the bathroom in this case is right outside of that bedroom. So it'll double as your powder in this case. And then again, as you can see, you have a washer dryer. Amazing apartment. There are 6 that are just like this. And I think these will go very, very quickly.
And don't forget the townhouses, guys. We're not going to show a floor plan of that, but if you have somebody around that $4 million mark, let us know. We'll send the. I think we need to hurry up, John, a little bit. There's some imagery here at the end, but we don't have to talk so much.
Okay.
You see,
exactly. These are just images.
This is a nice living room.
Yeah. If we'll, Ellis, if you just scroll through these images again, we just wanted you to get to see some of the really beautiful details. And look at this. I mean, to have a 1,300 square foot 2-bedroom and have a dining area in your apartment right outside.
Look at the ceilings. I love those ceilings. Why
aren't they so beautiful? I knew you were going to say that. I know how you love those ceilings. Yeah.
It's also like a very neutral palette. So I'm talking furniture, like the finishes.
Yeah.
If you want to go more modern, you want to put some antiques, you want to do some mid-century furniture, you can do a lot of different things in this apartment. And this is the Penthouse, of course. We talked about that. Look at those views. And at nighttime, I hope we have photography from nighttime. Otherwise, we're going to get it because that's going to be
we're getting it.
Sexy with all those
We're
buildings.
waiting for it to come back.
Okay, guys, let us. Does anybody have questions? I think we have like a few
Ellis,
4 more minutes.
Scroll?
We have 4 more minutes for people to ask questions. Here's the
here's
availability.
The pricing for the record. That's the availability. As we mentioned in both cases, you know, you see everything in front of you there. But again, I think very competitively priced for the new market. Also, I just want to note that we do show 7 days per week. We do show by appointment only. We do also, as you can see, have a virtual appointment. If you'd like to do that with your clients, we can set up this very same Zoom type meeting if your clients want to get an early look. We also do have a video.
And sorry. Also, this is being recorded. So if you want to send exactly this 27-minute presentation that we just did, exactly this one, we can send you a link for that too.
We're getting a question that's come in about how many units. Sorry if we didn't make that clear. There are only 10 units in this building, which again, I think that people want to live in buildings today with not so many people traipsing through the lobby, being stuck in the elevator, you know, germs and all that kind of stuff. It's like, you know, you're living in a building that has a lot of outdoor space and you do have a limited number of units and people who live in it. Next slide, Ellis.
Someone's asking a question here, but someone's asking questions about the 2 townhouses.
Yeah,
John,
so
do you want to elaborate a little bit?
Yep, so there are 2 townhouses in the building. They are duplex. They are 4 bedrooms. They are perfection. They have outdoor space, and there is tremendous value. We're just not ready to release them yet. They're very special and we wanted to sort of hold them back. So they're not on the availability. Also, the largest unit, the penthouse on top, is not on the availability either. It's not to say, as you know, Frederick and John, we like to sell, and we're always willing to talk to you guys if you have any specific questions about those units, which are the larger ones. We just don't have them on the availability, but they are really, really beautiful. That takes us to the last slide, which brings us back to the beginning again. So again, we're showing 7 days a week. We're super excited about this project that's located in a very prime block on the Upper East Side. It's bespoke and it has a lot of attention to detail. It's boutique, a very limited number of units. We're excited to bring it
well.
And priced well. We're excited to bring it to market, but more excited to actually show you and your customers. So you know where to find us. These listings are now
What's the commission, John, to the brokers?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What's the commission? No, what is it? What is the commission to the outside brokers?
Oh, the commission to the outside brokers is 2.5%.
I think this building should be renamed 2.5. All the apartments are priced at 2.5. You're going to get a mortgage at 2.5, and you're going to get 2.5% commission. This is amazing. Okay, we love you guys. Can we get a kiss at the end? Let's do a kiss.
Bye.
I don't see your lips. Okay.
You missed them because your lips are so close. Love you guys. Thanks for joining.